Tape on.
We're ready.
Yes, but you're playing it.
Wait, could you stop that?
Can you? We're back on.
Yeah, but you'll pick it up again.
What should today's African American people do to get our reparations? And to remember our history? What is our responsibility?
It's a big fight there because first thing they have to feel damaged. They got to get mad, you know, at what has happened to us. And they see the Japanese got reparations, and other people get reparations. The Jews got reparations in Germany, and everybody get reparations for damages that's been done to them, harm that's been done. But nothing has been given to the blacks, nothing, as though we don't count. And it's the way in which this whole thing has happened. And then our leaders, you see, they took our leaders and they sent them to these schools. When they came back, they was no longer us. You know, they were Europeans, and they didn't have our demands. So that's what happened, and we didn't have anybody to fight for us, you see. So when Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, the 13th and 14th Amendments to the Constitution, we should not have we should not accept that. We did not have anything to do at all with the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. We didn't have nothing to do with the white people making us free, so-called, changing the thing, or even signing the amendments. We didn't have anything to do with that. All of that should have been negotiated, you know, with our people, you see.
So what is our responsibility today to get these reparations?
Well,
what should we do?
I don't know. Well, Queen Mother's told you some of the things, but I think right now that young people should take on the philosophy of which Queen Mother has studied, like she saw in a encyclopedia, a world encyclopedia. If people are captured by other people or mistreated by another group of people, and 100 years lapse, and you do not make some grievance, then you have no grievance. So she took across this country and suffered many atrocities, trying to wake up the intellects of black people, and they didn't even listen to her. They didn't take it on. They were afraid of their job or their position, or they'd be ridiculed, and she didn't hear. She was shot off the road and left to die, and many things, baked gas, and had all kind of horrible experience, trying to get people interested. She finally got back to New York, and when she couldn't get enough people, she got the Christians, Muslims, and a group of four different types of religion, and did go to Kennedy, and also went to the United Nations. But we had the United Nations admit what she was talking about was true. But she would have to have a member nation, since she was in the United States, to represent her. So you know what member nation with Queen Mother could get to represent black people, and Africans born in the United States at the United Nations.
Right.
In 1960, that was in 1961 or 1962. And so when she took it to Kennedy, I have pictures in this magazine that I was telling you about.
You would like to get some?
Yeah, it's $2.50. I sell it for $2.50. And I don't have it right here. And the magazine, I have to get up to go get it. I'll give it to him later. Yeah. I'd like to finish what I wanted to tell them. Oh yes, right here. Right here. There's a lot of things on Queen Mother's work. But I put this together by hand, and I'm asking $2.50 a copy for it to help build Queen Mother's Research Institute, because the kids have the land. No, I have the actual picture where
There's the Queen Mother's Institute.
Yeah. We want to build. Here she is at the White House with her sister and some of the members in '62. There she is at the White House gate.
Here, let me hold this up so you can get a shot of it. Can you get
There
a
she
shot?
is at the White House gate, 1962.
So you built, tell us more about the Institute.
Oh, the Institute, students all across the United States has Queen Mother to come, and they have managed to, when she speaks, they make out money to the Institute. Whatever sum it is, Queen Mother has taken a ridiculous sum of $10. And she will stand, eat all kinds of horrible ways. That's why she got sick. Not eating properly, to not touch this money for anything. Even though if they give it to her for herself personally, to say, well, here's something that you can ride first class. Any place, she'll ride second class or tourist class. You put money in this Institute money. So she's been able, her sister had 200 acres of land, 254 acres of land. And she's letting the Institute have 230 some acres of land, of which we're getting the deeds on for the Queen Mother Moore Institute. So the land is there, and she's asking contributions from all walks of life to help build this Institute.
We had this place and it burned down.
Yeah.
It burned down in 1978. So right now we don't have it.
Where was it located?
It's in
when it
in
burned down?
Parksville, New York. That's near Monticello. You all might know where that is.
Do you think it burnt down
No,
by arson?
no,
or-
yeah, it is.
How long was it in
Right there.
existence at that time?
It was just about 5 years.
And it was a student body was there, and
No, we didn't. It wasn't set up like that. The student bodies used to come at periodical to hear Queen Mother, to talk over, to set up the kind of a thing that we'd like to set up now. We want to set up an institute of teaching, and especially along the lines, because I have met many Africans, even though they're scholars born in the United States, that know who they are. Queen Mother's taught me more about myself and my people than anyone else I've seen. I mean, even the historian. Of course, John Clark and a good many of the people that have wrote books and books on it, Queen Mother comes up something that's more effective to me about my condition in the United States than anybody else, because I didn't know that America wasn't America. Did you all know America's not America? It's not America. It's the name of the continent. There are 2 other countries in this continent. And she gets college professors or catches them on that. And she said they were so busy kidnapping and mistreating us, they didn't get around. They're only in the United States. They have no name. It said the chauvinistic self, this is what she tells the college students, they took the name of America. But we're only in the United States. So, I mean, it's a lot of things that she brings out that PhDs don't always tell you. That
This
if,
is not America. Beg pardon? You are?
I think it's United States of America.
Of
yeah,
America.
that's right. Right. And Mexico is the United States of America. So is Canada, United States of America.
Yeah, but people usually
But they-
say this is America.
But it's not
You
America.
see?
It's the name of the continent. But they took it on. And I mean, there's so many things like that. And we haven't stopped to figure it out, because it's not individual. I don't fault any any white person for lynching and nothing they've done. I hold the United States government responsible, me, myself. I'm not speaking for Queen Mother now, because they have allowed such atrocities. And they themselves have lynched. Like the guys that came back from the First World War, and a white prostitute in Texas, I think it was, and these soldiers. And they didn't even have to have anything to do with this woman whatsoever. But anytime the army will hang its soldiers over sex between somebody, then I cannot hold individuals who they have trained to be racist. They've trained you to be racist. You're not racist. You weren't born racist. Because I remember in Virginia when I was a little girl, a little white girl would take beatings from her father and play with me. And I said to her, Bernice, your father's going to whip you. Your brother said he's over our house today. She said, I don't care. I'm going to stay. And she'd come over and play with my dolls, so my dolls was prettier than hers. Because my aunt sent me my dolls from Baltimore. She stocks, and I had the prettiest dolls.
Black dolls?
No, they didn't make black dolls. They hadn't come. They didn't have Queen Mother then. Learn about black dolls, but I'll tell you, I had a blonde doll, and I had a blonde-haired doll, they had black hair and closed their eyes and said "Ma" and walked too. And I'm 77. And I had them with kid bodies and China dolls. Some of your grandmothers may have had them. You all haven't seen them. Because these dolls, the wealthy white people would give us presents that my aunt, great aunt, this is a great aunt, worked for, whose mother was a slave. And this little girl would like to play with me. She'd take a whipping to play with me. And you know I'm not white. So I'm trying to tell you, this government is responsible for your feelings and our indifference. And to let you know it, Queen Mother can tell you about a case where she saw her mother cry, the church she helped build, when racism went to Louisiana, because there was no racism in Louisiana. You all didn't know that, did you?
I can't imagine.
And she saw them. Tell them about it, Queen Mother. The instant where they put a screen.
Well, it was a time after the Civil War, you know. There was absolutely no racism, that's true. And they made the laws then that the black people would have to be segregated. So they put this Jim Crow sign up in the church. And my mother helped to build the St. Thomas Church, I think it was, St. Thomas Catholic Church. And they had their own pew and everything, my father. And they had their name written in silver letters on the pew. And when she went there, she couldn't sit in her pew. She had to go into the Jim Crow section they had in the back of the church and sit. And I remember she cried, tears came down her eyes. But she had taught me that a lady don't show her feelings, that it was improper. You know, my mother was so ladylike. She was brought up in the white culture. She was educated at Sorbonne in France. And my grandmother had to give her away. And how the white people she was working for took her to France. And she was the companion to their little white girl. So the little white girl went to Sorbonne, so my mother went to Sorbonne too. And so she had taught me not to show your feelings. But I looked up and saw those tears in her eyes. It's like I can see them now, rolling down her cheeks. And she knelt behind that sign that day. And then the black people built St. Catherine Church as a result of that Jim Crow sign. What year?
She said she was about 8 years old.
No, I wasn't. I was 5.
She was 5 years old.
I was 5 years
You'd have
old.
to subtract it. She was 80 years ago.
No, I'm 85.
She's 85.
That's 80 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think the government is so racist and has done this to our people for so long? What do you think drives? Is it greed? Is it pure race?
You have
They
to.
can't stand for the whites and the blacks to unite together. Because this is a mighty mass of people against them. They bringing in now all kinds of European, foreign people into this country again to separate the people, you know. The Puerto Rican people, they're working amongst them. Reagan is now playing up to those people, you know, trying to win them over. And they do this because to keep the white masses down. It's the whites that they're afraid of. It's the white masses you all don't know, but this thing is against the white masses of people because you are the majority. You are the majority. The white masses are the majority.
That's on that tape.
And when they want to fight against you, you see, they use us as a club over your head. When Ford wanted to bring in, white people was getting $5 a day in the Ford plant in Chicago. And Ford said, I wouldn't give you another nickel. And he came south and got carloads of blacks and brought them up to break the strike of the white workers. You know, the whites eventually had to bring the blacks in the union. Now you all falls for that stuff. You falls for it, keep the blacks out of your union, and so on, you know. And in the meantime, this is the merry-go-round, you know. This is the thing, you see. And then he'll bring in the blacks any day over your head. You find yourself in a critical fight. You'll see how much he loves you. You think it's white. Oh, I'm white. It's all right, I'm white. You're white to a certain extent. Yeah.
Except when you start trying to...
Yeah.
When you start trying to take control of this government.
Right.
His take all these corporates and run this country like it's supposed to be run to benefit all men. She tells that in the tape. That's why I don't know how she got out of Arkansas alive.
Yeah.
It's on that tape, you know.
We have to review that. There's one question that's dying in everybody's mind, and that is, how did you get your name?
Oh, Lord.
We have
Well,
to
you know,
have the
me
history
tell 'em.
behind that.
You want to tell them? Well, Queen Mother Moore, back in the 50s, as far back as the 50s, there was a lot of African students in the United States, and these were Ethiopian students, and they got their PhD, and I'm going to make this fast as possible, not put in all the little anecdotes. And Queen Mother Moore was so upset when one got his PhD and died from malnutrition. So she says, with all the waste in the United States, to think a student will come here from his country, get a PhD, and die before he gets to use it. She was so upset about it that back in the 50s, she got a loft, paid $350 a month for it, and begged around churches and everything to get food there so that not another one but certainly wouldn't die of malnutrition. So they started calling her Queen Mother. Then Malcolm called her Queen Mother. Community started calling her Queen Mother. Then when she went to Ann Kuma's funeral, the name had got so wide that she was Queen Mother. The Ashanti tribe, where the name originated, wanted her to come to see them. So when they told her they wanted to make it official, because they had originated the Queen Mother Moore, and why they had originated it. In 1903 or 1905, the king of the Ashanti tribe was away, and Queen Victoria wanted the golden stool, which was an antique of Africa and was very valuable. And where the king was away from this tribe, she sent her soldiers to get this stool, and the queen of the tribe took her soldiers and defeated the English soldiers and kept the stool. So he called her Queen Mother. So that's how the name originated in the Ashanti tribe. So they brought, I have pictures of that. They brought out, I think I have, they brought out sheets of gold. Because I remember when Queen Mother would tell it to college students, she would say, you know, those Europeans in the United States didn't get all the gold. She said, because when they initiated me.
The Yoruba chief, he brought a tablecloth, and he was tied in four corners, and he opened it up, and there was all this gold chains and gold bracelets way up the arm, and gold on my feet, and gold everywhere. And he put all that on me, you know. and they had the umbrella and everything, and they initiated me Queen Mother
Oh.
in
What year
Ghana,
was that?
1972.
1972.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've been using that name ever since, huh?
Yes, long before I went to Africa, I was the Queen Mother. From here, yes.
Kennedy accepted, not Kennedy, Carter. I don't guess you all that don't like Carter want me to praise Carter. I love Carter. Because America was afraid of Carter, because Carter was going to represent you people. Not blacks, but the middle class, whites. You all don't know that, do you? You don't know that, do you? Carter represented the middle class white. And that's what this government is afraid of. You all don't know that? That's what they're frightened of. When you wake up to know what's happening and want to run your own country. And Queen Mother says that on the tape. She tells you that in 1966 she knew that. That's what they're afraid of. Not of blacks, not of Russia, not the big bad Russia, because Russia's not bad. And the United States can kill the world about 50 times without anything Russia's ever had. And still using and making up, using your money. That's why I'm here. You want to know why I'm here? Because the United States is going to use up your money for obsolete material. They'll never get a chance to use it. They can kill this world 1,000 times. Why don't you young people, as educated as you are, listen to the best chemists of the world and let them tell you what they can do and destroy this whole world, not the United States, and nothing can stop it. This country has it already. So what are we using dollars that could educate you, take care of people like us? What are they having us at each other's throat, build up racism, support the Ku Klux Klan, support all kinds of hatred, and then turn around and build and waste money in something that will never be used? It's foolishness. And I support you 100%. I'll tell you, I'd stand on my coffin and say it. I'm telling you.